Are we sure more teams shouldn't be more in on trying to get DeMar DeRozan? He's a really good player.
And
He's a
very
really
durable.
good player.
Very durable as well.
Extremely durable. And now we're talking about a guy that you can get probably for less than the max. Now, if the reporting around DeMar DeRozan is right, where he wants more than the mid-level exception, I don't know what we have done. And this is my problem with NBA Twitter and the NBA Internet and NBA Reddit, is we all just sort of as a social media collectively are out on a player, and it drives me crazy because then we act like those players have zero value. Oh, he takes too many mid-range shots. You don't want that in today's NBA. You don't want it for any money. I understand not wanting to pay him Brandon Ingram money. Like, I get that. But if I can get DeMar DeRozan for $20 million a year for 2 or 3 more years, sign me up. I am doing that.
Let me throw one thing out there in the Ingram DeRozan comp. We have a better track record more recently of DeRozan being a better playmaker for others than Brandon Ingram.
He's a way better playmaker. He's way more durable. That's what I'm saying. I just think that the guys who are mid-range heavy, just NBA Internet is just collectively sort of out on these guys as if they have zero value
No,
whatsoever.
I get that.
This is a guy, over the last 3 years, 28 points, 24.5 points, 24 points per game, right? Always one of the best fourth-quarter players in the league. Has played 76, 74, and 79 games over the last 3 years, and a ton of minutes. The guy plays 37 minutes a night. He basically shoots 50% from the floor. No, he doesn't take threes, whatever. But we're talking about a guy who you're not paying the max to, who's a bona fide winning basketball player, a good basketball player. I don't know about winning basketball player. I guess that would be the knock against him. But if he's not your star the way that he was in Toronto or even that couple of years in San Antonio or Chicago, if he can be that guy who complements your best players, I really like him as a fit. I know that there's teams out there. I'm not saying that there's no teams that want him. And it seems like right now it's more of the market trying to sort itself out, who can kind of create the space and the money and the means via sign and trade to get DeMar DeRozan. But if it's just what are the reported teams like Sacramento, Miami was kind of is kicking the tires in DeMar DeRozan, the Lakers. That's it.
Yeah.
There should be a dozen teams trying to get DeMar DeRozan. What's going on here?
The other thing too that is interesting is that his end of the Spurs run into the Bulls run is the best years of his careers in terms of his mid-range accuracy. Last starting in this starts in 1920, second to last year with the Spurs. 47% for the mid-range, then 48, 49, 48, 46. Like, he is qualitatively a more efficient mid-range player on similar volume than he was with Toronto when he had like the replay.
You could argue he's coming off the 3 best years of his career.
Yeah.
The guy's awesome. If I'm the Warriors, why am I not trying to get DeMar DeRozan? That moves the needle for me.
The Lakers is the one where I think he's gonna end up with the Lakers.
Yeah, and you know what? That's sort of the fit that I like the least.
I agree. I don't like the Warriors one either because he's just so like out of sync with the way that what the Warriors are.
Wouldn't you argue they need that?
Yeah, but like they've been needing it for years, and it's just like at this point, it's like I don't know if they're ever gonna change.
I feel like we just assume that DeMar DeRozan can't walk into a basketball situation and figure it out.
No, that's true. That's true. The Lakers thing would be clunky, but it just feels like the star talent bet, and like him back in LA would be cool. I like that fit. Hit like the Clippers were also at one point talked about. I like the Lakers fit more than the Clippers fit for him.
I just I don't know why his market is. It might just be a factor of teams just don't have the cap space right now.
Age,
and it's just hard.
He's 35,
and But if I'm a contending team, again, we're talking about all these teams under pressure to do something. DeMar DeRozan, he might not be the guy that makes you a championship team, but he makes your team better, doesn't he?
Yeah, particularly if would take a bench role at some point. I don't know like how willing he is to do like that's like, and that is a thing with guys in the league. When Wes and I like and Brendan as well, like being around the league a long time, you do kind of learn that like there is an ego thing with starting.
Sure.
If he's willing to come with the bench, I'm even more into it.
Yeah, maybe for the right team, but
Lakers, he would probably do it for the Lakers. And it would make sense. That would be probably the way to do him with the Lakers is have him come off the bench and you stagger him and LeBron a little bit, and then you figure out, and look, I would also trust LeBron to figure that out more than anyone. So you never know.
Memphis, call him.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Cleveland
Houston.
doesn't have the money.
Houston, call him.
Cleveland is like if Garland's gone, you need a ball handler. Wouldn't hate that.
All these teams that are under pressure to do something, like Houston, I know DeMar DeRozan doesn't fit their age timeline, but the owner doesn't care about that. The owner wants to.
What age timeline?
You go give up nothing for DeMar DeRozan. Bring him in for a couple of years. Put him with Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks and your veteran core there. Go win basketball games. DeMar DeRozan helps you win basketball games.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Pelicans?
Go. Sign him. Just call the guy. Why is the market? That's the only part I'm confused. I should be hearing more reports that X team is trying to create cap space and the means to sign DeMar DeRozan. I should be hearing more of that than what we're hearing. He's a good player.
Yeah, it's a good player. I think even basketball, it feels like basketball teams also get like wonked in they don't fit the modern NBA thing a little bit. Like they get stuck in that too. It really does it does feel like that a little bit.
It does, but that's the thing is we just get so like tied up in that stuff that we sometimes ignore what the players can do and focus way too much on what these players can't do. And if you're getting DeMar DeRozan, I know he's going to be 35, but if you're getting him for between 15 and 20 million a year, it feels like it's a no-brainer for a lot of these teams that are under like a short-term like pressure, like having that short-term pressure that we were talking about. It just feels like it's a move that you can do that makes your team better in the short term without having to give up any of these long-term assets. Right?
I agree. It's a good one. All right.
Like, I honestly don't know how much better Lauri Markkanen is as a basketball player in a vacuum than DeMar DeRozan, and yet the Jazz are going to get 5 first-round picks. Now I get it. He fits with everybody. He's younger. The whole thing. I get that. But it just feels like the gap is too big at this point.
Yeah. I agree. I think this is a great take.